Very good morning to one and all person here. Thank you for attending this webinar. Now the webinar is started with a introduction speech. The introduction speech will be given by our student Supriya Darshini. Now Supriya Darshini, we can start.
Hello everyone. Welcome you all to this today's webinar on behalf of EDC Cell, SCAD College of Engineering and Technology. It's my privilege to give the introduction note for this webinar on entrepreneurship skills, attitude and behavior development. Today we have a honorable resource person for this webinar. He is here to enlighten us with his knowledge. I would like to introduce our resource person, Mr. G. Prabhuram, Assistant Professor, Senior Grade, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Ramco Institute of Technology, Rajapalayam. Welcome you, sir. Followed by our EDC coordinators, Mr. M. Ratish, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Mrs. R. Sheila Daniel, Head of the Department, Civil Engineering, Dr. S. Jainab Sarina, Professor, EDC. Welcome you all. Now I thank my college management principal for giving this wonderful opportunities. Now I hand over this session to the resource person.
Uh, Thank you. I think I'm audible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Audible.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Supri Darshini and Mr. Ratish sir. And I thank the head of the department civil and the principal SCAD College of Engineering for providing me this wonderful opportunity. It is my privilege to deliver this lecture on entrepreneurship. Uh, so I have been part of this Ramco Institute from 2016, and I have been a part of this entrepreneur cell for this almost for more than 3 years. So I'm very happy to share whatever I have been learned here. Let me share my screen. I'm sorry. Sir, I hope the screen is visible. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity provided. This is about my presentation agenda. As I told, the need is what is an entrepreneurship skill, what is a skill required, how I have to behave, attitude, and what should be the behavior development which I have to run my entrepreneur. So I have been started with what is an entrepreneurship, where does India stands in entrepreneurship, what is the need for entrepreneurship, the attitude and the behavior, which is nothing but the behavior of the entrepreneur. So what are types of entrepreneurs available? And last but not, I think many students are available here. So that I have been added a few points here and of my own interest. The funding opportunities for the students. So students can also become an entrepreneur. What are the provisions available from a government side of Tamil Nadu, and what are the provisions available from central government of in India? So this is how my presentation would be for this past 1 hour. Will be for this past 1 hour. So what is an entrepreneurship? So before I start about the entrepreneurship skill, we want to be very clear about what is an entrepreneurship. There is a difference between a business and an entrepreneurship. Can anyone tell me what is the difference? What is the difference between a business and an entrepreneurship? Or is there any difference between a business and an entrepreneurship? Yes, please. Yes, obviously there is a difference. There is a difference between a business and an entrepreneurship. So I have to thank my professor, Mr. Giridharan, who has been given a wonderful explanation here. So starting a business from an existing idea or a concept is called as a business. Starting a business from his own unique idea is concept is called as an entrepreneur. I have given many pictures over here. You can see I'm not here promoting any of the product here. Just I have been taken only as a references here. Given a remote on where else but there is some in remote on Swiggy. So in the left here you can see a taxi which is already available. Ola. Can anyone tell me what is the uniqueness of an Ola as an what is an idea they came with to do a business? There are many people in this business. Ola, Uber, fast track. Many people are there, but Ola, yes, Ola came with a
Sir,
unique. Yes,
there's some interruptions there, sir. The voice not audible, sir.
whether now it is audible.
Ah, it's now audible.
Yes. Ah, okay. I hope now it is audible. I think so.
It's not
Your
clear.
audio is audible, sir, but not clear, sir.
What about now?
There's some background noise are coming.
I think I'm not having any issue. What others, sir? Is there any difficulty? What about others? Can you hear me clearly?
You're not audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Not audible at all.
Can I continue? Ratish sir, are you there? Hello. Ratish sir, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, whether I'm audible now? Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So sorry for the interruption. If you have any difficulty, kindly let me know that because I have been shared my screen so that I am unable to see whatever you're sending as a message. And if you have any difficulty, you kindly tell me so that I can change it by from my side. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the difference or uniqueness which Ola has been given? So Ola is one of the transport provider or a service provider came up with a new idea by providing an app. So before which we had only toll-free numbers and mobile numbers to call a cab or anything else. But Ola came up with an idea. I can book. I can book a cab with the help of an app. So I can find out the provisions which are available in Ola. I can find out what are the vehicles nearby me, from where, what is the total distance I have been traveled, what is the amount. So such kind of a thing came with this Ola. The next thing is a Paytm. So many of the people are nowadays going towards this online payment. Instead of going by cash, everyone is going with the online payment with the Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay. Plenties are available. So everybody has their own unique concept in their idea. So I'm having one more example. Can anyone tell me what is this brand boat? What does it define? Can you tell me about this boat? Can you hear me? Can anyone tell me what about boat? Boat is a brand which is used for.
Speaker and headset, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So the uniqueness, what that came from previously, it is an Indian company. That is the first thing what I have to tell. Previously, I may bought a JBL brand. I may have a Samsung brand. Other type of brand of earphones are available. But boat came with a unique idea of a Bluetooth headphone. So there is a uniqueness which came with the boat, and nowadays they are coming with more innovation. So the main difference between a businessman and entrepreneur is I should have an unique idea or a concept. Either it may be for an existing business, but it should be a unique one from others what I do. Okay, so that is very much important for an entrepreneur. So it should be done so that the business can be completely turned into an entrepreneur. So what is an entrepreneurship? Now we know what is entrepreneurship. Now we want to know what is an entrepreneurship. Designing, launching, and running a business. You take it as an example as an Ola has been into the market some 5 to 7 years before. They came into the market. They launched their app. They came into the market. So there is one thing is Ola doesn't own any vehicle. That is the one beauty about their business. So they doesn't have any cars on their own. They try to attach the vehicles to a brand name. They use their GPS system, and they run the business. That is a wonderful thing. So to tell about this, I have taken few examples. You can see in the left hand side an old man sitting up with the shop. On the right hand side there is a person. In the right hand side there is a person, again he is running a business. Okay, so here I would tell that the right hand side person is running he's an entrepreneur where he is using some technology like solar system to power his shop. That is very important here. See, he used a unique system. In the left hand side, the grandpa doesn't have any electric facility. He want to ask for electrical connection. But what this person did in the right hand side is he came with a unique idea where he doesn't want to get electricity from anybody else. He's having a solar roof vehicle, which in turn is running his business. And you can have some examples as grocery shops and supermarkets. So supermarket is one of the biggest idea in this entrepreneurs concept where it tends to buy the product. For example, I want to buy a biscuit packet. I went to a shop and I went to a supermarket, but I buy more than 500 rupees of a product. I bought a product of more than 500 rupees. That is what the supermarket is making us to buy the product. They are tending us to buy the product. So this is how an entrepreneur is thinking of it and coming with the business. To speak about this entrepreneur, we want to know where does the India stands. So we have taken three statistical data here. The first thing is an unemployment index. So this data is as per 2021. Out of 214 countries, India stands in 86th position in unemployment index. So out of which India is having more than 8.5 percentage of unemployment in India. Now it may be raised, not only because of COVID situation. Every people is trying to be a job seeker instead of being a job provider. So this ratio has to be come down. When this unemployment ratio is coming down, if it needs to come, we have to become an entrepreneur. If being a job provider instead of a job seeker, definitely this unemployment index rate will be coming down. The next very important thing is intentional homicides. So intentional homicides are nothing but people killing the others. So this is because of money. So I'm not going for a job. I'm not having money. So what is the tendency of the human being? The reason why I have taken this data is available only up to 2018. Out of 230 countries, India stands in 135th position. Okay, so this is caused because of the people who are not having any job, who are not even going for any thing. They are intently going for this kind of things. The third very important thing for becoming an entrepreneur is nothing but a global innovation index. So global innovation index is nothing but it is based on the people how they are innovating in their country. For example, out of 126 countries who are under WIPO, so World Intellectual Property Organization, out of these 126 countries, we are in the 46th position. I remember very clearly on 2019, in the year 2019, we were some place around 86th to 90th position. So people are innovating a lot to come forward in this global innovation index. So you may hear about India. India is nowadays now India nowadays are innovating many new products and coming out with the IP rights such as patents, design registration, copyright, trademark, everything. So India is coming out with the new innovations. So the difference between the invention and the innovation. So this is a difference between the invention and innovation, converting already existing product, but for a useful purpose. So that is what innovation. I'm having some separate slide like some crazy inventions. These are done by many people because these crazy inventions are required nowadays in order to come up with more innovations. So do India lag in innovation? No, not. I hope many of the college students are available may know about these things. So Kahoot, Mentimeter, Pool Maker, and Pool Everywhere. These are online quiz tools which has been created by India. So Scarcity is one of LMS, a learning management system, which is developed by an Indian, and nowadays now it has been a US technology. So these things are being innovated by an Indian people in order to engage the people in teaching learning processes. So India is not lagging in innovation. Indians are innovating and it is being provided to some other country. I have came with one data here. So out of many entrepreneurs been coming out from US, let us take on an example. Out of 100 entrepreneurs coming out of 100 startups, or out of 100 entrepreneurs coming out of from USA, out of which are 14 from India. So this is one of the thing what happening. The people are having their education here, going out to the foreign countries, starting their own startup in the other countries and earning that. But we people has to start our startup over here with the idea which we are generating. That is very, very important. So to become an entrepreneur, the first most important thing is an innovation. I should have an unique idea. So 3 years before, I'm not blaming anyone, and I'm not branding anyone here. Just I'm taking it as an example. So 3 years before, Byju's was nowhere. People were unaware about what is Byju is doing it. But after this COVID is happened, each and every loop corner of a people knows about a Byju's, and turned back a company sponsoring for an Indian cricket team. Okay, this is what happened because Byju's started with just courses. They converted into a school learning. Now they have been conquered many online resources like Gate and GT scoring centers. Now Byju's is into that also. So such kind of a thing we have not thought it of it. So this innovation has been thought by the Byju's, and they came with an idea. They made a startup. Now they are having a million and trillion turnover every year. So this is what we need. And we doesn't even thought how does an Amazon will be like this. Amazon for the past initial 10 years, it was happening in a car garage. Now we doesn't even know that Amazon would be turned into be such a huge venture, because if you want a product A to Z, everything is available in Amazon. So actually it was a book selling venture. It has been started initially, but automatically it has been started to a A to Z product selling company. So this is what we need in an innovation in any type of a thing. Okay, likewise what Ola did, what Zomato did, what Swiggy did, everything is coming with an unique idea to do it. So need of an entrepreneurship. What should an entrepreneurship should do? So this is a scenario which is happening in our Tamil Nadu. See here, I'm having two pictures here. Left hand side is nothing but a scare of water which is happening in summer. I think in January we are having very hot climate nowadays. I doesn't know what is going to happen in March, April, May. So we are going to have a very hot climate over here, and there is going to be a scarcity of water. But what happened 3 months before in capital of Tamil Nadu, in southern part of Tamil Nadu, what happened due to a very high monsoon rain, we couldn't even know what is happening inside. The water was stagnating. The water was getting into the many of their homes. They doesn't even know what happened. So we were not having a correct scenario of harvesting the rainwater, and we are not storing it properly and utilizing it for the summer monsoon. So here we need a particular thing or an idea or a concept that we can be come out with. So that there is an economic there is a need of an entrepreneurship. It is a need for an economic growth, is an economic development. You think before 15 years before, we doesn't even think it of having a mobile phone in our hand. Nowadays we people will not take money in our hand, but we doesn't forget to take our mobile phone in the hand, because if there is a mobile phone in my hand, I can buy a product, I can sell a product, I can do everything as a product. That is development. This is not a growth. Here we can say that is an economical development. See, each and every member of an India will be having a mobile phone in their hand. Let me give one example here. Here again, I am not branding any product here. Geo. So you think I told the same concept to my student during when the Geo telecommunication network was implemented. When it has been implemented in the year around 17 or 18, I'm not very clear about the year. I told my students that it was a free for the first year. So when this Geo platform came into the market, it fought a very big market fight between all the competitors such as Airtel, Aircel, everything. So there was a very huge competition between them. So then it created a very huge market gap, and each and everyone bought geo telecommunication services. So this made the other marketer to reduce the prices. So this is what they have done. They have done some development. They have reached in each and every part of the places of India. So that is very much a need of the day. So the people accepted them. So here, this is only for the purpose of understanding. Kindly don't mind, I have been given Dhirubhai Ambani's photos here. The GDP, I hope everyone know about this. Cross GDP of India stands in a position of third place out of 181 countries. It stands in a very good position. It depends upon the revenue or the foreign currencies what we have in our country. What is the trade we are happening with the foreign countries, mainly on export alone, not with the import. So based on that, we are having a gross domestic product. And per capita gross domestic product, we are having at 122 place out of 181. Be very careful. Per capita GDP and per capita income of India. So on an average population of India, per head, the capital income for a month will be 10,354. This is because the people who is running a business, the people who is doing an entrepreneur is getting rich and richer. This is already available in our Tamil movie. The people getting rich is getting richer. The people getting poor is getting poorer. This is because of the gap between the job seeking and the job providing. So we have to be a job provider. So in my topic, it has been clearly given entrepreneurship skill, entrepreneurship attitude, and entrepreneurship behavior. So these characteristics of entrepreneurs, there are 9 characteristics of an entrepreneurship where I can develop my entrepreneurship skills, I can develop my entrepreneurship attitude, and where I can develop my entrepreneurship behavior. The first thing is a hard work. Yes, obviously everyone tries to work harder, but there should be some concept within us. What is a set goal in our mind? We have to work towards that. That is very much important. So if Elon Musk thought that the rocket which has been sent by him would fail, so I have to stop working after that, then definitely he will not achieve the very cheapest rocket which can send a satellite to the space and it can come back. So that is the one achievement which Elon Musk has been achieved by his company SpaceX. So he repeatedly, continuously worked hard with his group of people where he want to send a satellite at a very, 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 very minimum cost. So now NASA is trying to send all those satellites with the help of a SpaceX. Not only him, so by seeing him, Virgin is another space shuttle company which has been started by a Virgin company by looking into spaces. So they have also started sending the people to spaces. So this is how they started. So actually, Elon Musk doesn't have an idea of starting such kind of a thing. But once he started exploring, now his speech is, at least by 2025 I will send a human to the space or a Mars where they can also live there. That is he's having a huge thing. So hard work is the one of the skill or a attitude a person should have in order to inculcate the entrepreneurship option in him. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Just it isn't checking for me. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Audible.
Yeah.
Thank you. The second characteristics, or I can say, is again a skill which is required to become an entrepreneur, is a desire for a high achievement. I hope you can identify the personality in the photo. He's nothing but a Mittal, Sunil Mittal, who is a founder CEO of Bharti Airtel. Initially, at the age of 18, he borrowed 20,000 rupees and he started a cycle manufacturing company. But he had a high desire. I have to go beyond this. I want to go beyond this. So having a high desire in his mind, Now he's having many business into his. Okay, he's having Airtel DTH, he's having Airtel banking system, he's having Airtel telecommunication system. They are now into many investments in e-vehicles, many investment into telecommunication. So this is how they have been started their journey and what they have been achieved. So at present, if you want to say the highest competitor in Indian market towards telecommunication is Jio versus Airtel. This is what happening nowadays. So this desire, he has his desire in the age of 18 years old. So he had a one idea. So not only in bicycle, capsule manufacturing, button telephone manufacturing, and very importantly, he is one of the pioneer in the cordless phone manufacturing. So on these days, before 1990s, it is one of a biggest thing because everyone had a wired telecommunication. So in that time, he came up with an idea which is called as a cordless telephone communication, which is nothing, which is the initial stage of a mobile phone. The phone can be spoken without a wired. So the next skill or a next attitude what an entrepreneur should have is he has to have a desire for a high achievement. Don't think it of I have to start a business for a 5 lakhs. I should not have a loss even though it doesn't have a profit. I have to run that is a business, and I have to rotate that 5 lakhs up. I should have a desire. If I start a grocery shop, it has to be converted into a supermarket. If I start a supermarket, it has to be converted into a chain of supermarket. I can take one best example which came from Coimbatore. I don't know what they are doing. Kannan departmental store. I can take another example which came is a DMart. DMart is one of the biggest chain of retail business where they are doing business. The one best advantage of a DMart is what they do is they are having plenty of branches in India. So they procure the product at very cheapest price. For example, if I go to a shoe shop and buy a shoe, it may cost around 1,000 rupees. The same shoe at DMart, I'm very clear that I'm not branding anything else. I'm just taking as an example. So in the same DMart, the shoe may be priced around 500 to 600. The reason behind is I'm increasing the quantity. So this is what happening in many places. You may see, you may look around your city. You are from Tirunelveli. So you people from Tirunelveli, you people from Madurai, you may see a single shop having plenty of branches. This is a need of a thing doing a business in a unique way. So what they are doing is they are having plenty or a multiple of branches. They are procuring, they are increasing the quantity of purchases in order to reduce the cost of the product. That is what those people are doing. So this DMart is one of the example. If I want to tell, I can tell many examples. So I can tell Tangamail is one of the best example. I can tell Satya. So Satya Home Appliances is one of the best example. Vasantan Co is one of the best examples. There are plenty of examples I can say. They are desiring for high achievement. Whenever you go and ask them, we can have a competitive price. So that is something in a common in every human being's tendency. For example, see, we people go to it is available in my tendency also. We go to a grocery shop, or we go to a vegetable shop, or we go to a fruit seller, and we bargain the price. You think how many of us went to a electronic shop? How many of us went to a two-wheeler shop? How many of us went to a four-wheeler shop and bargained the price? That is one of the beauty of the people doing their unique business. This there the prices are, they tell it is a standard price. This is common for all, but we people are not bargaining in these places. This is some tick for people who's going and buying a product. Buying a product. The third very important thing is I should be highly optimistic. For this, I have taken one example. Thomas Alva Edison, the famous people available in this photograph is Thomas Alva Edison. So what happened at his age of 60, in the sense, the lab where he was working was completely burned out. So the none of a thing was available in the next day morning. It was completely burned out. So do you know what happened in the second day? He came up. He came up to the media and he has given one interview to the media person. He stated that I think the people are expecting more from me rather than what I have now. That is a statement which has been given by this Thomas Alva Edison. So he's having an optimistic thing that even though nothing is more in his laboratory, he has a concept that I need to do better than this. That is the expectation on me. So this is required by everyone, because whenever I go for an entrepreneurship, whenever I start a business, whenever I go for a business, whenever I bargain, there may be a loss or a profit, but I should go beyond that. I should not stand still there. I have to think what is the next I'm going to do. What if Elon Musk stopped after the 3 to 4 accidents which happened by spaces? If he has stopped it, there is no more fund in his organization to run. But what he did is he bought all the revenue what has been generated, invested in spaces, and he came up with a unique idea that the rocket can launch the satellite in the space, and the same rocket can come back to the earth and it can be reused again. So that type of an optimistic thinking should be an entrepreneur should have. That type of a skill, that type of an attitude an entrepreneur should have, because that is very very important for an entrepreneur, that he should not fall down whenever he is felt. So he has to come up whenever he has been fall down. So this is a third attitude what you have to have. So I hope this personality's name is being given over here. The next attitude of what an entrepreneur should have is a foresight. I hope everybody know about Infosys. Infosys was a big giant, big shot about IT sector. But what happened in 1999? An interviewer asked a question to Mr. Narayana Murthy, who is the founder of Infosys. He told in a simple way, in next 25 years, IT sector is going to evolve or revolve the whole world. They marked his world what is happening nowadays. So you know about AI, artificial intelligence, you know about machine learning, you know about database, everything is happening behind it, because this information technology is now I can tell in very simple manner, now it is ruling the world. Because if you look back 25 years before, what happened in the sense, if you go to a bank, if you go to any place, there was a manual lecture in a practice. But if you nowadays you go to a bank, there is no manual lecture. If you are not printing your passbook, there is no else proof available what is the transaction happening in your bank. So everything is managed by cloud database, everything is managed by a server, by a IT company. This is what happening. So he had this foresight 20 years before. If I want to tell exactly, 23 years before, he had a long vision. So this sort of an attitude or a skill an entrepreneur should have. For example, I can tell an example about what is happening recently, Ola. So Ola was into a business with the service provider, but Ola is now into a electric mobility. This is one of the foresight which the Ola has been turned out. So what is it their thinking? What their foresight is? Next revolution of vehicle is going to be e-mobility. So they started a e-vehicle manufacturing plant. Now they are into a competitor for a two-wheelers e-mobility. So I have given you another example for this foresight. They are thinking beyond what should be after 10 years or 15 years. That should an entrepreneur should have. That is very very important, because I should not start a business only for a small run, 2 to 5 years or 10 years. I should have a long vision, what I'm going to do after 20 years, what is going to be my business after 20 years. That is very 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 important, because Amazon not just stopped with book selling. They had that as an initial for their business, but now they are doing a to Z business. If at all you type a product in Amazon, definitely it would be available. So that is how the people are having foresight. So the people should have this type of skill set among an entrepreneur. This skill is very much important. For example, imagine, let me take one example. Online phone payment through phone pay, Google Pay, everything that played a vital role. That played a vital role here. Okay, so for example, I doesn't want to mention anything in some other way. 3 years before or 5 years before, there was a question mark. How does this online payment system is going to reach each and every loop corners of the India? But if you go to any one of the villages, I doesn't have a clear data about it. But in my thought, wherever I travel to any villages, a small grocery shop is even having a barcode system payment for online banking system. I hope you acknowledge this with me. So this is how the system is being foresighted, because we have to convert. So many countries has been having this technologies 10 years before itself, but India was lagging in it. The Indians were lagging in it because of the facility availability. So I take this venture to relate one more thing here. When the Geo came into the market, the internet availability for each and every loop corner of an Indian people was easily available. This made the people to make an online transactions very easily. Whenever wherever the people have a smart mobile phone in their hand, there is a possibilities of making an online transaction. So thanks to the people who has created a phone pay, Paytm, Google Pay, everything, because nowadays it is ruling the world. There is one data. I'm not having a data over here in my presentation, but I can tell it is very sure. I'm having one data that India is the number one in online transaction for the past 2 years. This is happened now. I don't know this happened due to this COVID situation or not, but Indians are capable of doing such a thing in this situation. So 3 years before we thought whether it can be done by all Indians, but now it is done by minimum more than 50% of Indians. The next very important thing is he has to be a good organizer. There are M's available. If at all people studying about people management, machine, men, method. So three things are, these three things are, these three M's are these three M's are very, very important. So that is what I have to try to manage it. I want to organize it. So organizing such things are very, very important to run a business for a long time. Let me take an example here. For example, I'm doing a business. Let me take one example here. Lucifer, I think I couldn't remember the name exactly. Nowadays the meat even is available through online purchase, and they are coming with the better advertisement, that freshly they are freshly served to the fame. So in this I have to organize the people who is having the meat, the person who is going to transport the meat, the person who is going to deliver the meat. If I doesn't organize these people, I cannot run a business for a long time. Okay, you take an example of a Flipkart and Amazon. They have a long-term relationship with the people who is delivering their product. Let me take delivery is one of a company which is delivering the product for in the name of a Flipkart and an Amazon. So they have a good organization between these two companies, where it has to be for a long time to run a business for a long time. So this is very much important. A transporter, a procurer, a delivery person, these things are very, very, I need to know how to manage these peoples. If I doesn't know how to manage a people, method and a machine, I cannot run a business for a long time. So this is a one of a, I can tell this is a one of the skill set which is importantly required for any entrepreneur to run a business for long term. So as I told, example as a Flipkart and an Amazon is one of the example what I can give. The next and very important skill an entrepreneur should have is an innovativeness. Can anyone come with and tell me what is the image I have been displayed here? Can you tell me what is it? This is for a check. Do you hear me? Can anyone tell me what is the image I have been displayed here? I think that everyone, people like cricket here. What is the innovativeness in this?
They are promoting
Sales
KFC.
light.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Promoting KFC. But my innovation is what required is a light. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that answer. Previously, there was a problem to be addressed in cricket is I doesn't know when does the ball hit the stem and when does the bice has been removed from the stem, because it is very difficult to identify and judge it. So one person from Australia, this inventor came from Australia. He came up with an idea whether we can have a LED light inside this particular stem, where this LED light will glow 1/1000 of second. Imagine if I blink my eye, that is 1 second. So this LED light will glow 1/1000 seconds. You think the innovation what they had in this particular stem. Okay, so Branty Eckermann is a innovator or an inventor of this particular LED stem. This particular LED stem is having rupees 25 lakhs per match. He has been patented this stem. He has been patented this stem, and a patent can be useful for a person for 20 years from the date of application. A patent is worthful for 20 years from the date of from the date of application. So for each and every match where they are using this LED stem, they have to pay 25 lakh rupees to this particular Ackerman. You may look out, these LED stems are not being used in all the matches, but if you watch it very clearly, all ICC events will definitely have this particular LED stems in order to effectively judge the runout or effectively judge the stamping. Everything they are using this type of a technology. So this innovativeness is very much important for this skill is very, very, very important for any entrepreneur, because he has to come with a new innovative idea so that he can run a business for a long term. Okay, I can tell one more example also in the way of a cricket. Phillips Hughes, one of an Australian cricketer who let his life in the cricket ground itself because of a ball hitting in the forehead. The ball hitting in the forehead. So another Australian company and an England company came with the innovative idea. Nowadays, if you go and look into a cricket match, if the batsman wearing a helmet, in the back of the helmet, you can see a special provision available there. Okay, this special provision is available there to avoid the ball hitting in the back of the neck. So that is one of the innovativeness came out of it with the problem. So nowadays, all the cricketers who were wearing the cricket helmet, they are going with that particular product. So for your information, that particular patent has not yet granted. It is under scrutiny. Once none of them is been claiming their rights, definitely that patent would also be granted. So that company is also going to earn a very huge amount like what this Ackerman did. So sixth one is one of a skill, very important skill set required is a innovativeness. Okay. The next thing is a voluntarism. So this voluntarism is one of the attitude what every person, every entrepreneur should have is that he should voluntarily go and know things and start a new thing. For this, let me tell an example of Ola. So Ola is one of a service provider company. Started his company with the service provider. They voluntarily identified what is next. They had a foresight in their mind. they had a foresight in their mind. They want to know what is happening, so they came into a electric vehicle market. This volunteerism has to be this attitude should be always available in all entrepreneurs mind, because I want to voluntarily go and learn what is next. If I am not learning such kind of a thing, definitely I cannot have a foresight idea and I grow my concern. That is very, very, very important attitude which each and every entrepreneur should have. Yes, it is very, very important. Calculator risk. So I have told already many times about Mr. Elon Musk, who is a founder of Tesla and SpaceX. So he's having many concerns, but this SpaceX is one of the biggest speak of the day in the 2020 and 2021, because only in these years he has taken more calculator risk in order to come out with a rocket which can be come back to its already launched place. So as an entrepreneur, I should not think only about my earnings and profit alone. I should have a calculated risk that if if I'm going into the market, I may have some loss. I have to take that loss as a risk and I have to move further. So if Elon Musk thought that profit is only minded and earning is only minded, he may not taken the risk of 4 times the rocket failure. Okay, so he has taken some calculator risk over there. Because of that calculator risk only, so he has been achieved a goal that his company came with an idea that the launched rocket can come up with again. So this picture tells you very clear. It may be for a thinking purpose. A rat needs a cheese, but a rat comes with a helmet for its protection. That is the one way of a calculated risk. The last and one of the important skill an entrepreneur, which is to me is understand the customer. It is very, very important. So if I open a dhaba in Tamil Nadu, it will run. But if I run a Chinese style, if I run a Chettinad style business, it'll go for a more thing. So I have to understand and look for the customer. What is the customer need, and I have to start a business. Let me take one example over here. Let me take Virudhunagar as one of the example for this understanding the customer. I cannot start a laundry business in Virudhunagar zone. Why I couldn't start a laundry business is in Virudhunagar district is one of a thing where I'm having a scarcity of water. As an entrepreneur, if I want to come up with an idea to start a laundry business, the first concern thing is I need to have a lump sum of water for a business. So I have to think what is available here. And one more thing, if I start a laundry business in Virudhunagar, definitely will not run for a long time, because if I try to start in a Chennai, if I try to start in Madurai, if I try to start in Coimbatore, there I can run my business. That you may ask me a question, sir, whether there is no scarcity of water in such cities. Yes, there is a scarcity of water, but I can understand the customer there. If you look into Chennai, if you look into Coimbatore, if you look into Madurai, if you look into Trichy, there the most of the families, both the husband and wife would be working employees. There I understood about the customer. There is some time people need to spend for washing their clothes. So I can start my business over there. I'm coming out with a solution there. I can start my laundry business over there. But if you come into down south, in most of the families, either the husband will be working or either the wife will be working. Not, I think the trend is changing, but I'll take this as an example to explain what should be done here, understanding the customer. But now the customers are very different and very they're expecting a lot. For this, I can tell one more example. If you count the number of mobile phone launched, I doesn't want to mean in 2020 and 2021 and 2022, because due to the COVID situation, you take the tenure of 2016 to 2019, you take any mobile company, they launched many number of models. The difference between the model X and the model Y will be very minimum, but they launched many mobile models. This is to satisfy the customer, because they understand the customer, because some customer needs the mobile for speaking alone, Some customer needs mobile phone taking a photograph. Some customer needs a mobile phone for hearing a picture, hearing the music, or watching videos. So depending upon the each variety of the customer, I have to launch a product. So that is very, very important. If you go to YouTube, there are plenty of channels are available about this e-market. They give the surveys, and they give the product information in that particular channels. So these 9 characteristics are the skills and attitude should be inbuilt by an entrepreneur if I want to be successful in my entrepreneurship. So I hope you understood these skill sets, these attitudes are very much important. So this I have been taken as just to tell an Indians domination in topmost companies. You can see we can have Mr. Parag Agarwal, we can have Mr. Sundar Pichai, we can have Satya Nadella, we can have Arvind Krishna. So these are the top giants companies available worldwide where Indians are dominating it. So recently I came to know about Mr. Ashok Eluchami. He's an Anna University CEG campus student, studied in here. He went to Melbourne and he has completed his master degree, and currently he's working as a head of autopilot Tesla. It was very interesting about studying about his career. Just because of one retweet of Elon Musk, he was selected as a head of autopilot. So one day Elon Musk was searching for an autopilot head, and that day, on that fine day, he has retweeted, and he has been given this to him. So these are Indian dominations worldwide. So the next thing is a behavior. What should I do? So to become an entrepreneur, what should I do? What is available? Everything has been here. I think Ratik sir, I think I can take 15 more minutes. I think so. Yes, sir. Ratik sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. You can take, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is the next part of my presentation, which I have been prepared here. So previously we have seen who is an entrepreneur, what are the skill sets and what are the attitudes should an entrepreneur should have to run his concern for a long time. But to start an entrepreneurship, what is the main thing is I need a set of things. So here I have been stepped out. Thank to MSME for providing this wonderful opportunity in explaining what should be done to start a business. Here I have been given a tabulation in the left hand side and the right hand side. In left hand side, what you have to do. In the right hand side, I have given the link where you can find for this. For example, conception of your project. What is the business you are going to do? The second step, what you have to do is preparing the feasibility study for project, which is nothing but a quality function deployment. For example, I'm going to manufacture a pen. For example, I'm going to manufacture a earphone. So likewise, what is the feasibility of a study? The third thing, you are coming with deciding the form of a business, whether you are going to be a proprietor firm, or you are going to be a partnership firm, or you're going to be a public limited. I hope you know about what is a public limited. Getting the fund from the public people, running your business. So the next very important thing is, once you started deciding what is the business you are going to do, you need a place, you need a building where to set up your entrepreneurship. So you obviously know where it is available as Sitco, Sipcart, Titco. So these are the things which has been provided by the government, free spaces at very minimum prices of electricity, where you have to build up your feature and you have to come up with the business. Once you have a land building, you need a machineries. Once you had a land building machineries, you have to have a license. Nowadays it is very, very easy. Udyog Aadhar. So it is one of the single window to start your business. It is one of previously we had a tin registration for Tamil Nadu state government. But once this GST has been came to implemented, MSME is providing to certificate at free of cost to start any type of a business. It may be a manufacturing, it may be a service provider, whatever may be. You can apply through online and you can get that MSME certification, and you can start your business. Okay. Next is licensing. Once I have everything, I need a financing. Starting from the business to selling a product, I need a fund. So where you can get the fund, that is very much important. So these 10 steps are very, very important for any entrepreneur to start a business. So he has to follow step-by-step procedures. So in my next 4 coming slides, I'm going to explain what are the funding schemes available by micro small entrepreneur, MSME. What are the schemes available? What are the funds available? And next I'm moving to what are the schemes available for the students to become an entrepreneur. It is a kind request from all of us. Let us all motivate the students to become an entrepreneur, where the GDP of the self improves, the GDP of the district improves, the GDP of the state improves, the GDP of the country improves. So this business capability is very, very, very important from the student beginning. The first thing is a Udyam registration certificate, which is available in Udyam website. You be very careful. For this Udyam registration, there is no fees. So the government has been categorized this registration under 4 categories: micro enterprises, small enterprises, medium enterprises, and large enterprises, based on the investment and based on the turnover. If your investment is less than 1 crore and if your turnover is less than 5 crores, you are under micro. And if it's less than 10 crore and 50 crore, you are under small enterprises. And if it is less than 50 crores and if it is less than 250 crores, it is called as medium enterprises. And if it is greater than 50 crores of investment, and if your turnover is greater than 250 crores, and you are coming under a large enterprises. First, you come to a decision that what type of an enterprises you are going to start. Either it may be any manufacturing or it may be any service provider. Let me give an example. Mobile phone is a manufacturing plant, and taxi is a service provider, IT sector is a service provider, banking is a service provider, Swiggy, Zomato is a service provider. I'm just classifying the types of entrepreneur for the sake of here, micro or a small or a large or a medium. The first and very important, whenever you want to start any entrepreneurship, definitely I need a fund. This PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, which is being provided by the central government as a subsidy. So whenever you go and approach any bank, you go with a detailed project report. So this is the business I'm going to start. This is how I'm going to run my business. This is the investment I'm having. This is the investment I require as a loan. Everything you have to give us a detailed manner, and go and approach a bank with such kind of schemes. I will tell you why this thing is required. See, this type of thing is available in DIC, district industry centers, in rural and urban KVIB, and all the banks these schemes are providing. This is provided for manufacturing, service, business sectors. Financially, they are giving 25 lakhs for a manufacturing sector and 10 lakhs for a service sector. Okay. So additionally, they are giving training, 10 days for 5 lakhs up to 25 lakhs and 6 days for lesser than 5 lakhs. The minimum education quality is 8th standard to get this business. If you're having a proper innovative idea to do a business, definitely people go and get such kind of a loan. Let me tell you why I am, and I'll be very clear, I'm not promoting anything else. These things are available from our MSME website. You can go and look into it. Just I'm elaborating what is available by the Indian government. The reason why I'm telling about this business is, so promoters contribution. See here, the bank loan under this scheme is available for the total 90 to 95% of the project. Let me tell an example. The total project cost is 1 crore, so that you can get 90 to 95% of the amount as a loan from the bank. The next very important thing is a subsidy. So this subsidy is being provided at the initial state of the loan itself. If you are from a urban, so you can get 15% as the subsidy, and a special category of 25% is subsidy. You have to run the business for a minimum of 5 years. That is very, very important. And if you people from rural area, 25% for general category and 35% for a special category as a subsidy. Example, if I'm lending 1 crore amount of money from the bank, and if I'm from a rural, for general category, 25 lakhs would be a government subsidy for doing a business. This is very, 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 very important. So government is providing such kind of a schemes in order to promote more, generating more entrepreneurs. So you people having an idea, and if you're not having any financial assistance, you go with the proper detailed project report, so the banks would be helping you. The second and very important thing is this type of loan is for starting a new business or running existing business. Micro and small entrepreneurship cluster development. So cluster is nothing but I can tell Srivilluputtur is a cluster for Palkova. The Tirunelveli is a cluster for Alva. I can say Thuthukudi is a cluster for fisheries. Thuthukudi is a cluster for salt. So this type of clusters are being developed by that hub of people where this type of business have been doing. So this type of loan is given to the particular infrastructure development where 60% of the project cost is being provided as a loan. So this is very important, which is being provided by the MSME. Okay, so who are the beneficiaries in the sense? So 60%, so totally 50 to 70% of the project cost can be had as a loan. Okay, so here they are given as a, see here, for infrastructure development, I can have 60% loan. Or if I'm going to have a marketing hub or exhibition centers by association, I can have a loan. Thematic interventions, so I have to explore my business. For that, I can have a 50% of loan. This is the second one. The next very important is for people who are doing export business, National Manufacturing Competitiveness Program, for which this type of a thing is being provided for the people who are doing a export business. For example, there is Z certification, zero defect and zero effect financial support is provided under this scheme. See what are the schemes are available? Marketing support, entrepreneurial and managerial development of SMEs through incubators, enabling manufacturing sectors to competitors through quality management system, building awareness on intellectual property rights. See here, for this, the government is providing the fund, building awareness on intellectual property rights. I don't know how many of you know that the big giants companies in not only in India, from foreign countries, they spend a minimum 10% of the budget in every annual plan for this intellectual property rights. So what they do, they innovate, they get the patent, they sell it. So this is what the companies are doing. So this comes under a, so this is what a Z certification scheme. I think running out of our time, let me skip a few things and I come back. So credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small industries. This has been again given for infrastructural development, project manufacturing hub, exhibitions. Credit linked capital subsidy for technology upgradation. For example, I'm running a spinning unit. I want to convert my spinning unit into a completely automated thing. I can go and approach for this credit linked capital subsidy for technology upgradation. I think you may know about credit amount from current account. The people who are doing business may know about it. If you are having a current account, there is a credit amount already available in your account. For example, if you're running a business and your revenue is more than 50 lakhs, a credit amount of 25 lakhs will be given by the bank with a very minimum interest amount. But this is different. Credit linked capital subsidy for technology upgradation. This a subsidy of 50% on 1 crore amount will be given to the company, where you can upgrade your technology in your enterprises, and you can go for a thing. So this is available in nodal banks, MSME development institutions. You can approach them. I hope most of the people know about this Mutra scheme. They call it as a 1 minute loan. They call it as a they called as a 1 minute loan. So the Mutra offerings are given for technology enabler, refinance, credit guarantee, development and promotional support. Out of which this refinance for micronet is a one of the biggest thing known to each and everybody. So SISU scheme, there is no need of any documentary evidence, and there is no need of any subsidy to be submitted by the people. The maximum amount of loan would be 50,000 rupees. The second type of a loan is a Kishore amount, where 50,000 to 5 lakh rupees. And the third type of a loan is Tarun loan, where I can have a loan up to 5 to 10 lakh rupees. Here I have a subsidy also, and I have a loan at a very minimum percentage of. And the next thing is the development of promotional support, sectoral development, financial literacy, and institutional development. So Mutra schemes is one of the, in recent days, I can count in these 3 days, 3 years. This Mutra scheme is one of the best scheme where many people are getting loan under this scheme. The people doing a business can go and approach any bank and avail loan under this Mutra schemes to enhance their business. Now I am coming into the state government part. Entrepreneurship Development Innovation Institute, they called as a EDII. So it is an aspirational and inclusive entrepreneurship and business innovation culture spread across Tamil Nadu with the help of this EDI. And they have a vision 2023, increasing the scale of manufacturing, making SMEs vibrant, making Tamil Nadu the knowledge capital of innovation hub. This is the vision of this particular thing. I'll tell two things what is available. So totally we are having 9 incubation center under this EDI. So if you can note out this, you can quickly note of it. If you are having an innovative idea, you can go and approach any one of these incubation center. You can go and tell your idea. You can be incubated with a fund for doing a business, and you can start your business in an incubation center, and you can come out as a company. I can tell one example who has been brought out from these incubation centers, and you may know about IIT Madras is having one incubation center, research park, which is available outside IIT Madras, where Aether scooter, you may know about Aether is an electric mobility vehicle which has been launched. It is one of an incubated company from IIT Madras. That is one of an because incubation centers create more entrepreneurs. If you have any innovative idea, go to any one of the incubation centers. You can tell your idea. Mentoring will be provided to you. An incubation amount will be provided to you. You start your business. You run your entrepreneurs in the incubation cell for a long time. Then you can come out and you can run a business. This is especially for students. There is one thing under EDITN, Innovation Voucher Program, where the students can apply for this program throughout the year. There is 2 voucher program, Voucher A and Voucher B. Voucher A, converting your innovation idea into a product, where they are giving 2 lakhs of amount, which has been especially given to the students. This can be applied by students alone. 2 lakh rupees funded to the students to convert their idea into a product. Voucher B program, they provide 5 lakh rupees, where that created product can be converted into a market. So this is one of a wonderful scheme which has been given by Entrepreneurship Development Innovation Institute of Tamil Nadu, where you people can go and look at. I think many of the students are available in this program, where you can go and look into it. You can apply for this and you can get the fund during your education itself. I can tell best examples. Last year, students from many institutes has been availed this, and the TNSA, Tamil Nadu Innovator Student Program also. There are many things available. It is a kind request from our side. As being a faculty member, students can also convert as an entrepreneur by approaching such kind of things. So this is a word from Mr. Elon Musk. If you are trying to create a company, it is like a baking. It's like a bakery, making a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proposition. Yes, you have an idea. You need a fund. You need a place. You need a registration. Everything has to be needed in the right proposition to create and run a company. So I hope with these few words. We can see many entrepreneurs from this meeting, I think so. And once again, I thank the opportunity provided for me. Thank you one and all for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Participant, if you have any queries regarding the webinar, you can ask with our resource person.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is Mithun Chakravarti from Andhra Pradesh, Sri Krishna Devaraya University NSS student coordinator, as well as I am a NGO secretary, sir. Now I am in this session. I am so happy for entrepreneurship skills to develop for the students and the what you have teach a lot for me, and what are the schemes to provide the students as a entrepreneurs, even studying purpose also. Now I am one small doubt, sir. If you don't mind, please, regarding this
Yes, yes,
doubt.
yes. Tell me, Mithun.
Entrepreneurship development scheme for students. Please tell me that once again, sir. Your presentation is so clarity to for the entrepreneurship, sir. If you don't mind, sir, please send that presentation in the chat box. If you don't mind, sir, that link.
Okay, I'll send it. No issue. Actually, Mithun, I'm very happy that you are also an NGO.
Yes, sir.
Actually, in our college, we are having many NGOs. I'm happy to share that one of our NGO team has been converted into a startup. Okay, they have been converted into a startup. I'm looking forward because since you are being uh, since you are being in an NGO, you may also furtherly you can come as a startup. And I have shared the link for where you can apply for a, innovation voucher program, EDITN. It is a home page of that particular page. You can get into that, and there is a one link available for innovation program. You can register your idea over there. Thank you, Mithun.
Thank you so much, for sir.
Thank you. If participant, you have any queries? Anyone? Okay, let's finish our webinar. First of all, I thank you for our resource person, Mr. G. Prabhu Ram, AP, EDC Cell in charge in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Ramco Institute. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This webinar is so much valuable for this. The what is the entrepreneur and the difference between the entrepreneur and the businessman, and what are the skills needed for the entrepreneur. Like you are listed the 9 skills, and that is with the real-time experience examples from various our surrounding places. That is a very motivative and very informative of this section. And finally you are telling where to get funding opportunities for entrepreneurship, where to get funding opportunities. So that is most useful for us. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for the participation. Participant, please, thank you for your patience. And the feedback form will be posted in the message box. So you can fill the feedback form, then only you will get certificate. So thank you all. Thank you for the participation. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ratish sir, and head of the department and the principal sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Thank you.